All right, it's time for another Courtside Comparisons presented by NerdWallet and another one with KJ Martin of the Philadelphia 76ers. You were our first regular season guest, I believe, of the new season of Courtside Comparisons. We also had an episode with Jared McCain in between, so I encourage everyone out there to check that one out. Check out KJ's first episode. Check out Jared. We will get into some film breakdown here in a moment, but I wanted to start with this. Jared said he's converted to a Philadelphia Eagles fan in his rookie season with the Sixers. Same can be said for you, right? You're not a fan of any other team, perhaps with a star logo on their helmets?
I'm in Philadelphia, so I understand. So I just kind of keep my teams to myself, and I don't bother anybody.
On a recent football Sunday, Joel Embiid made his return to the Sixers lineup in Chicago. So how was that first extended run with all three All-Stars in the mix?
For me, I know it felt good. Obviously, like you said, three All-Stars on the team, so offensively there's just a lot of attention, on those three guys. So, like me and, Kelly, Gershon, and other guys just kind of have to, find where we fit in that. There's going to be a lot of opportunities for us to take open shots and stuff like that, and we understand that those three are going to take the, pretty much the offensive load. So on defense, we just need to make sure, we come in, have energy, defend the ball, and I think we'll be fine.
First career triple-double for Tyrese Maxey in that game as well. 25 points, career high 11 rebounds, career high 14 assists. How about the triple-double for Tyrese?
It's great. Obviously you had a guy like PG, and so he's going to have to, facilitate a little bit more and, get guys their looks and stuff like that. So I know that was probably a thing this summer coming into the season was him, facilitating more and getting guys, good looks and stuff like that. But at the same time, still, able to be aggressive and take over the game when needed.
As we speak, it's the span of 2 games in 11 days for the Sixers and for a lot of other NBA teams that aren't in the quarterfinals or semifinals of the NBA Cup. What can a time like this do for a team?
It helps a lot. Obviously, the season, we're, a good amount in, so guys have, little things, whether it's, ankle or knee or, stuff like that. So just guys have time to, recover, work on their body and stuff like that. And at the same time, we have a lot of time to, practice and kind of go over stuff that we haven't been doing well and try to do those things better. And actually have time to practice as a whole team for us, I feel like is the biggest thing now that Joel is back and, P been playing more. So just getting time on the floor with each other and playing in live settings. So when we go to the game, we, fully understand where everyone's going to be at.
You have a recent 20-point game, a recent 19-point game. I know when I spoke to Paul George after your 20-point game against Orlando, which we'll see not all of your highlights from the Pistons game and the second Magic game, but he was talking about the way that you run the floor. Yeah. You've talked in interviews about the ball finds energy.
For sure.
So, that seems intuitive, right? The ball finds energy, but you've also been in the starting lineup. You've come off the bench. In the first couple minutes of a game, you really actually got to it right away in the Magic game also. When you get in the game or you're starting the game, what are some things that you kind of try to do that emulate the ball finds energy and that mantra?
Just defensively, being active. I feel like just me trying to get my hands on, balls coming, people passing in the passing lane or somebody going up, shooting a layup, me trying to go vertical and block the shot, offensive rebound, whatever it may be. I just try to go out and just, run hard and just get to my spots. And I feel like when I do that, just good things happen. And obviously a big part of it is my teammates also finding me. I try to go out there and whether I'm setting a screen for Tyrese, I'm trying to get him open. And I try to get him open, and then if he passes me the ball, then I play off him. I either try to, obviously go and finish, but if not, I'm going to try to go make a play for my teammates. So, I just go out there and I try to play basketball the right way every night. If a guy's open, pass it to him, and defensively guard the ball and have my teammates back. And I feel like I can live, with the results after every game if I do those things.
The Pistons game that I'm referencing was in Detroit. The Magic game where you had a season high 20 so far was in Philly. There was also before that, we won't see highlights from this one, but the West Coast trip and the Lakers game, your dad and family was along the baseline.
Sure.
I know you were looking over there when you made a three early in the game. How was that, just seeing your family there along the courtside row?
I mean, it's great. I mean, I grew up going to watch my dad play till I was in 9th grade. So just growing up, being able to watch him, and then now he can come to my games. And obviously my brothers and sisters, they still live in L.A., so especially my little brother, his favorite player is LeBron. So for the first half, he wore my jersey, and the second half, he wore LeBron's jersey. And I took him to the back to get him a picture after the game. So that was probably the biggest thing, just having my family there and them, watching me do what I love, because obviously they sacrificed a lot to, put me in the position that I was in to, play basketball growing up. And obviously my dad was gone a lot and stuff like that. So for him to be able to, be there and after his career and, watch me, it means a lot.
I think there was a play later in the game where you almost dunked on someone, and your dad really wanted you to
for sure.
throw it down. It was on that side of
for sure.
the court. But, that was really cool. I know you had told me earlier in the season that you have a sister in New York, too, so maybe it's easier for her to get to these
for
games,
sure, for sure. Yeah, no, I mean, we talk a lot. If she knows if she doesn't ever want to, fly all the way back to L.A., she could always come down to Philadelphia. But, we go to New York in a couple weeks, so I'm going to make sure I go see her for sure.
Let's get into some of the highlights, because you only missed one shot in that Detroit game and in this Orlando game that I've referenced a couple of times. And the first play is going to be a jump shot from the Detroit game.
Yeah.
And you also said, talking about, is this a good example of shooting off your index finger more? You'll see the clip here, but that's something you're working on. And the idea of having less dip in your three-point shot, kind of evaluate this play with those things in mind.
I mean, this is the stuff we work on, every day in practice. I mean, I seen PG was coming off the pick and roll, and I cut through, and Tyrese took, that corner, and I stayed in the dunker for a second to kind of see how the play was going to develop. And as soon as I see them trap PG and bone a short road, I just make sure, I got out in space to the corner. Ricky made a good pass to me, and I just shot it just with confidence.
The dunker spot there in the short corner, but then kicking it all the way out from three, which you were in front of your own bench.
Yeah.
They were obviously happy. What are the differences in the NBA when you make a three in front of your bench versus the other team's bench?
I like making threes in front of the other team's bench.
Why?
Because they want you to miss, and they be yelling and saying all type of outlandish things. So, just making one in front of their bench, it feels way better.
How many times out of 10 are you saying something back when you make one?
Every time. Because I know if I'm on the bench and the opposing team guy shooting a three in our corner, I'm yelling at him also. So every time.
This next one was late shot, or this last one was late shot clock. This next one is late game clock in the first half, and it's a defensive play. What are the keys to making plays late in a quarter, because they have to get the shot up?
Just being ready for anything. I mean, like I said, having my teammates back. I knew they trapped the pick and roll, so I knew I was I was gonna have to be in a situation where I was guarding two. I kind of baited him into throwing Stewart the ball, and once he shot it, I don't think he seen me behind him, so I just blocked it. So
This one starts with the Tyrese Maxey steal. He is averaging a career-high 2 steals a game, and you end up the beneficiary. What have you noticed about him getting more steals?
I think him just
Well, I guess that's your steal, technically.
Kind of like he's batted it to me. And I think him just being in the right spot, like him being in the right spot and using his hands more. I mean, that's why this year I've been trying to use my hands more without fouling to get, steals and stuff like that. But no, once he hit it to me, I just threw it up ahead so he could stay in stride and just go and lay it in. He should have dunked it, but it's okay.
You're in the corner. Shot comes from the opposite corner. How do you make this look so easy?
It just happens. Like, I don't really be stuff like that, it just happens. Like Rico always told me, just run and jump and figure it out when you're in the air. So that was one of those plays where he drove and I kind of cut when he drove because my guy was like lifted up kind of. But once he didn't give it to me and I saw he passed to Kelly, I knew I was gonna crash anyway. So I was already there and he didn't box me out. So I was just like, let me just jump and figure it out.
That was with your left hand.
Yeah.
So is this one in the pick and roll with Maxi. Why do you usually dunk with your left hand instead of your right hand when you shoot right-handed?
I mean, I throw a baseball left-handed. I kick with my left foot. I write with my right hand. I eat with my right hand. So I'm like all messed up. This is what I'm comfortable with.
Did you ever change along the way?
I mean, when I was younger, I used to shoot with two hands, like every kid. And then my dad was like, you have to pick. And I picked my right hand, so yeah.
So the lefty dunks just come naturally.
Yes. And I throw a football with my left.
Okay.
Bowl left-handed too.
What about like baseball batting?
Righty. Yeah,
right.
I'm all messed up. You know.
How about Gershon on this play to set you up? And Tyrese.
That was a play for sure. I mean, for him to go and save it and throw it like that, I don't even know how he knew he was going to be right there. I thought Tyrese was going to throw me the ball earlier, but then he threw it at like the last second, so I was like, oh, I have to go dunk it. I thought he was going to throw it early, but it still worked. 2 points is 2 points.
That was a big momentum play in the Hornets game. Sometimes those things just...
Yeah, we needed that for sure.
And then after that, we're going to start with this Orlando game. This is an example of a 7-footer kind of trying to get in your eyesight on a three. It's been called the Cornet contest, like Luke Cornet from Boston. So they're not all the way, they don't get all the way out to you on the perimeter. They jump up in space trying to block your view of the rim, from what I understand. What are you looking at when you shoot a three? The front of the rim, the back of the rim? Does that mess with you at all?
Back of the rim.
So he can't close out all the way. He kind of almost got to you, but... And then when the ball is in the air, are you watching the ball or are you still looking at the rim?
Rim. I look at the ball for like maybe a split second, like when it leaves my hands. I know some people look at the ball the whole way. I can't do that. Like I shoot it, as soon as it leaves my hands, I look at it, and then I'm just looking at the rim for sure.
Does a big guy jumping up like that, can they actually affect you by trying to block your view of the rim?
Not really.
No?
I feel like it's like a normal contest, so.
That might not have been the best example of it. Sometimes Cornet from Boston does it from like way
His
back.
is kind of like weird sometimes, like because sometimes he does it from like the block, and he jumps so high so you really can't. Like he does it. He knows how to time it. I think well. Like he does it before you release it, so you can't see the rim while like you're in your motion, and then once he's landing, then it's like coming off your hands. So it's kind of weird.
In this game where you had 20, Paul George had 21. You guys were briefly teammates in LA. He also had 9 assists in this game. How were you guys on the same page with a long alley-oop?
Like I said, we played at LA before, so we're familiar with each other. I mean, we practiced, had training camp, and played a couple games with each other. So he understands, like, if I'm running and there's no one, and even if somebody's, like, beside me, like, if I'm running full speed and there's somebody beside me, there's no way he could, like, if I jump, it's physically impossible for him to, like, jump as high as I can going backward. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So, obviously, there was no one here on this play. But, no, I just tell him, like, if I'm running, if I'm in stride, like, Kyle throws me, you know, a lot of those passes where if I'm in stride and the guy's, like, kind of beside me, just throw it by the rim and I'll go get it.
How do you describe Paul's passing ability? Because he is able to rack up a number of assists.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I feel like if he comes in the game aggressive and, you know, try to get to his spots and, you know, scoring and stuff like that, I think it opens up his passing. Like, I know Tyrese be on him, but I be telling him too, like, when you catch it, be aggressive. Like, you're a scorer. Like, you're one of the best scorers in the NBA. So just go be aggressive, and then once they start playing you different, then you can start making plays for everybody else.
This one is another late clock situation, end of the first half. Was this one a dunk all the way, or was it on second thought? Because there is a teammate out on the wing, but you kind of get triple teamed for a second at the end of the first half, as we'll see. So were you thinking dunk, or did you kind of change your mind on the fly?
I jumped and I was gonna lay it up, and then I was like, I'm just gonna dunk it. That's why I kind of looked like I threw it in. And his hand was like, his hand was like in the rim kind of. That's why the ball got like blocked like that, but it was a dunk.
You knew you had to make a quick decision though, because
sure.
You saw the game clock
exactly.
and the shot clock. This is a kind of basic cut, but what are the keys to being a good cutter in the NBA when you're on a team with Paul George and Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid?
I mean, you're gonna be open. Like in this situation, I knew like Wagner, he was tilted all the way over off Drummond, and my guy sunk to Andre. So as soon as I seen him sink, I cut immediately. I understand. Like I said, PG's gonna get double teamed some games, Tyrese's gonna get double teamed some games, and Joel's probably gonna get double teamed every game. So just being there and being ready to, cut hard and make a play over the rim.
Last thing for you, was this with Jared McCain, was it planned or impromptu? You're in the background after the Chicago game.
Yeah, it was not planned. Because I was walking out, and then he put up the phone, and I'm just like, I have to do something, I guess. That was my first time ever doing a TikTok. Yeah.
Well, the comments, KJ Martin citing with the goat emoji is the second comment that I see.
Yeah, I'm not really like a.
You knew the dance though?
Yeah, no, I know this dance. This dance is actually hilarious. That's why if it was any other dance, I probably would have like just stood there. But this one was pretty acceptable, and I felt like I could do it. So.
What did you think of the final product with the cameo at the end from Kyle?
I think there's a lot going on. I think it's pretty like there's the
locker room attendant.
Locker room attendant in the back. There's a gallon
giant
popcorn bag. Yeah, no, it's a lot of stuff going on. I think it's a pretty good video, and his caption is just like a whole bunch of random emojis, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, one down with Jared McCain.
271,000 likes.
It's pretty good.
Basically 272,000 likes. It's kind of lit. Maybe you'll see me in another one. Maybe.
Stay tuned for that.
Facts.
KJ Martin, thanks so much.
Appreciate it.